Okay, here we are at
946 Fortune Way.
Fortune Way. As you can see, there's water flowing by right there. That water is the city sewer. That's from the neighbors above us using water. That is not the homeowner's responsibility. As we pull it back, what we're looking at is where the homeowner's pipe connects to the city sewer pipe, which is that pipe there on the left-hand side. That is called your saddle. That is the most important part, or the most expensive part to fix if there was an issue, because sometimes you have to dig up the street to fix that. At this point, the saddle looks like it's in very good condition. I don't see any breaks, cracks, or separations. I don't see any roots growing into it at this time, so that's very good news. So as we pull it back, slight little offset. This is very minor. It's probably been that way since they installed it. The pipe, as when it was installed, they probably didn't line it up as good as some of the others. But if I can get my camera by it, that means sewage can go by it just as easy, so I don't feel that is an issue. This is a 6-inch clay pipe that runs from the city sewer all the way to the property line, which is your side of the sidewalk. At that point, the 6-inch sewer turns to 4 inches. And then it looks like what's going on is that pipe is running 4 inches from this clean out on the side of the house all the way to the 6x4. There is a Y, or another connection, which feeds the front bathroom. And what I'm looking at here is to see if there's any roots, cracks, separations, any debris or anything. You can see how that one's much better when they put it together. It's much solid. So I'm looking at every seam to see if there's any issues with it. I did see a couple of spots in the 4-inch line that had some roots growing into it, but it looks like the roots have been maintained. So all you see is the little stubbly roots coming through the seam. Not an issue at this time, but it might be in the future. So I recommend to either run the camera again in a year, and if it does become a problem, we would run what's called a hydrojetter to clear these roots out with the camera. So this is a connection. It looks like that's the pipe coming from the front bathrooms, and this is veering off to the right, which is coming around the front. You can see a little root there on the left there. Like I said, the roots aren't bad, but you don't know how bad they were before they cleaned it, so it's really hard for us to tell how much roots were in there before the cleaning. So this is a 4-inch line now. I believe this pipe that's coming out the side of the house is tying in near the 4x6, which is all the way in the front of the house to the right of the driveway as you're facing it. So the pipe does go under the driveway. It's quite a distance. We're looking at about 100 feet from here all the way to the city connection, which is sufficient for a clean out. Most snakes are about 100 to 120 feet, so this would give you enough to clean out the line in the future. There are multiple turns. We did have a rough time getting the camera all the way there. And once again, here's another little root. Once again, this is nothing in the grand scheme of things, but that root can grow in time and cause blockages. That one is not as bad as the other ones I see. It looks like someone might have flushed the toilet. Yep. So we're going to wait till that goes by so we can get a clear view of this picture. So once again, there's some roots growing on the left and right side. Not enough for anything to get stuck on, but in time those roots can grow and cause almost like a spider web where paper and other products can get stuck on it and then cause a dam, which would be a stoppage. Here's another connection, maybe another part of the bathroom, another bathroom in the front of the house. So you can see here some more roots. These are getting a little worse, but still nothing to speak of. If we're able to clean it as good as they did, then you're in pretty good shape, because maintenance might be something that you might want to look into. I don't want to come out and say you need a jetter once a year. I would probably say run a camera once a year to see what the growth looks like on these roots, and then at that time, if they are much worse, then we would recommend a jetter after that. If you wanted to give us a call, we could bring the jetter and the camera at the same time. That would allow us to be prepared for anything that we find. This is brand new ABS pipe or plastic pipe. It looks like they did what's called a trenchless pull, where they dig a hole at one end and dig a hole at the other end and tunnel this pipe through the existing pipe while breaking it out. And that allows you to change large portions of pipe without digging trenches to have to follow the pipe. So this is brand new or newer plastic pipe, newer than the other pipes that we've seen. And this looks all good. So as we're pulling it back, this is a two-way clean out. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to immediately turn it backwards and go under the house to show you what the cast iron pipe under the house looks like. And that will show you what's going on with the whole line. I saw some rust there. Fine. So here we are at the clean out. Here. For a side yard here. So now we're going to go backwards in the line, and that's going to show you what the pipe under the house looks like. If I can get it to go that way. Start over here. Uphill is always a battle. Gravity wants it to go the other way, so it's always a struggle. So here we go. Okay. So this is the pipe going that way under the house. You can see it's cast iron. It is rough. It is porous. It doesn't look too terrible. Not sure the age of the house, but I've seen much worse in time.
62 already.
Yeah.
64.
So as this is a larger pipe going backwards, it then does reduce to a smaller pipe right here. I was able to look inside of there, and up ahead here about a few inches, it looks like it is plastic ABS pipe. So it looks like they changed the section of ABS pipe in the house connected to the existing cast iron, and as you can see, it is thinning in walls. It is getting smaller. This might be an issue in the future, but because this is a slab house, in order to fix that, we would have to break the cement and follow it. There are things we can do. They make a machine called a descaling machine, which will allow us to put a chain on the end of the pipe and kind of grind it down. It is quite timely, and sometimes it does damage the pipe, but that's a thing we can do to try and open that up a little more, and then use a jetter to flush all the rust out that we pull out. You can see there's quite a bit of rust in this section. My camera won't even get by that, and my camera's only that thick.
So this is an issue.
This is something that might be an issue in the future, depending on what that fixture is. Any hair might clog up in there, it can clog that hole. At that time you would run a snake. But yeah, this is the worst that I see in this line.
What would your opinion be?
Let me stop the recording. We'll do a location. I can tell you exactly where this is.